Hello all, Stacy the Blackfeather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today we are on week 3 of our deck deep dive experience, how we really connect to a deck. And I like to say it is intuitive tarot, one card at a time. So welcome to Deck Deep Dives. This is where we slow down, listen to the cards, and build a real relationship with the deck beyond the guidebook. And for this week 3, I'm really excited to be exploring the Minor Arcana. Last week, we explored the Major Arcana. We went through the story that this particular deck likes to tell. And now we're going to try and really understand how it's going to apply to us in our daily lives. And that, of course, is the Minor Arcana. So without further ado, let's get to it and explore Under the Oak Tarot. Okay, so for the purposes of this segment, in this video, I have removed all of the Major Arcana from the deck because today, this is how the deck lives in real life, and that is our Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana is the overarching themes to our lives. It's the big stuff, the big transformational stuff. And the Minor Arcana shows us how that kind of shows up and how we shift and transform in our day-to-day lives. So our focus today is daily experiences. We're going to connect to the emotional tone and embodiment of this deck, how life feels through the deck. So we're going to just randomly choose, I want to say 3 different Minor Arcana cards, and then we're going to pull some prompts on each of these cards. So I really feel like, okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords. I'm going to do a different one. I'm going to try and get 3 different suits. There we go. We got a 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. We had the 7 of Swords and I just passed that one by. And here we have the 8 of Wands. Okay. So let's kind of take a peek at these. First of all, the Queen of Swords is a very interesting card. It was featured in the first week of this series. So if you're interested in going back and watching that, you can check that out in my Divinely Decked playlist. So the Queen of Swords, it's a stone. It is almost like a gravestone or a monolith or a, kind of a marker here. And we're seeing this queen was, had a lot of keys, had a lot of information that she offered. She was very much a goddess energy. We're seeing grapes here. She held a light in one hand and something else, a torch in the other hand. She's surrounded by runes. That Queen of Swords energy is about boundaries and really considered thoughtful energy. Now we're seeing a lot of pink in the purple, so very intuitive in her approach, but also self-love and self-care, understanding the importance of putting yourself first in order to be able to help others. The 7 of Pentacles here. We're seeing our heroine who is once again blindfolded. She's getting ready to walk into a cave. She's using her intuition to lead the way. And there are all of these little pentacles, these lighted coins on the ground. And even though she is blindfolded, she feels and senses this energy. It's like she's walking through she's following the breadcrumbs. Again, we have a lot of purple, a lot of amethyst that is in this cave. And outside the cave, we are seeing the beautiful sun, the golden light, the golden energy of the earth. We're seeing fall-colored leaves. So there is that autumn energy. There is that harvest energy that is occurring here. And there's the tail of the snake. So it feels like the snake is also directing her, giving her a heads up about, hey, we're going to go here. Hey, we're going to go there. And now we have an 8 of Wands. She is blindfolded again, and she's got her trusty sort of yak with her that's taking her places. It reminds me a little bit of the Fool's Journey because she's on a jut of rock over this beautiful, smooth water. We're seeing, this feels to me like a sunset rather than a sunrise. You can read it and interpret it however you want it. But I'm feeling a sunset here. So she's watching the sun setting, and there's this incredible light show, comets, falling stars, and they are all heading in one direction. And we're seeing that they're falling from the sky and they're coming into the Earth's atmosphere. And so, barring what we know from a scientific perspective to be the absolute disaster, I don't get disaster from this energy. I get instead falling stars, which is wishes, right? Your wishes are being granted. You've put this into motion and now you're about to receive. So understanding this component of these three cards, let's just do a little bit of a deep dive and see what each of these cards wants to tell us. So we'll start with the Queen of Swords. What real life experience, situation, or emotional state, you know what, I'm going to add the Major Arcana in here. What real life experience, situation, or emotional state do you most clearly represent in this deck? Is this about doing, feeling, waiting, reacting, or integrating? Is it an inner experience or an external one? So the real life experience, situation, or emotional state that you represent in this deck. We have the Lover's card. Wow. So the Queen of Swords actually invites us to really see all of our interactions as reflections of different aspects of ourselves that we're trying to learn about. I do feel that it's about doing as well as feeling, especially because we've got so much of the green here, heart-based, heart-related. Now, the Lover's card is typically an air sign. It's a Gemini sign. And the Queen of Swords is Libra. So we've got two air signs, and two air signs often approach everything from a mental perspective, always thinking through things. But I feel like the Queen of Swords is saying as the lovers come through, we can't always rely just on our mind, our mind space. We need to call in the heart space first, and then let the heart inform the mind. You're also going to be strutting your stuff and preening your feathers. It's okay to toot your own horn. It's okay to be seen out in the world, not just heard and felt, but seen out in the world. Is it an inner experience or an external one? I'm feeling very much that this card deck is encouraging you to evaluate the external and to share it externally, even if it's just with one other person, or it can be with a whole bunch of people. As the peacock is standing at the top, more people than, just her can see this peacock. So it's inviting you to open your heart and allow more of that space in. Wow, I'm really liking that. The second prompt here, when you appear. So Queen of Swords, when you appear, what are you inviting us to do, feel, or become aware of? Is this a card about action or restraint, awareness or movement, acceptance or change? Interesting. Oh, I love it. The Two of Wands. Okay. So the Lovers is a 6, but we do have this energy of 2. And now we've got the Two of Wands. So I feel like when the Two of Wands kind of shows up, when the Queen of Swords shows up in a reading, what it's really trying to get you to connect to is A, the fact that you're not alone. B, the fact that you write your own destiny. You create your own story. You are a co-creator. She's blindfolded here, so she's dreaming. She's dreaming all of this beauty up. She's dreaming the aurora borealis. She's dreaming the fireflies. She's dreaming this beautiful flame that is giving so much. There are images even in the flame here. She's dreaming up, her teddy bear. Her teddy bear has suddenly become larger than life, right? So it's allowing yourself to dream big and to give yourself permission to co-create. You choose the direction that your life and your path wants to go. The Queen of Swords says, what you can think, you absolutely can become. You absolutely can manifest it. So lean into that. Is it about action or restraint? I feel like it's definitely about action. It's definitely about awareness. So yes, it can be movement, but I feel like it's more awareness of your own power, your own strength. And I want to say, when we ask, is it about acceptance or change? I want to say I feel actually it's more about acceptance, accepting that you've chosen this earthly journey. You've chosen it for a reason. So accepting it allows you to be able to move through it with less judgment, with less harshness to the things that you're experiencing. Wow, that's really interesting. And how does Queen of Swords show up in the body, energy, or nervous system? Where might this be felt physically? And what does this energy feel like when lived? So we've got the wheel. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it's definitely going to show up in the energy field in terms of shifting feelings, shifting emotions, being aware constantly of where your energy levels are at. What is it that you want to experience more of? What do you want to kind of pull away from? The wheel also is very much a card that encourages, I say, liquid luck, right? So everything you kind of think of it like this, everything you touch turns to gold type thing, or for a particular period of time, whatever you decide to do, whatever you decide to accomplish, you're going to make it happen. So you're not going to be trapped in the labyrinth. The labyrinth is going to shift and you're going to find a way out. You're going to find a way forward, and you're always going to be supported. No matter where that wheel stops, there is always a support, no matter where that is. There's always going to be someone to kind of help you out. So I feel like that's what this Queen of Swords wants to let you know is I'm always here to help you. I'm always going to help you. And where might this be felt physically? Solar plexus chakra, seeing all of the yellow as being the primary energy, but also the root chakra, because we are seeing the trunk of the tree, roots, feeling rooted into yourself. So I feel like that's going to be felt in that root chakra and that solar plexus chakra. So very much the lower chakras, it's going to be a physical experience. And what does this energy feel like when lived? Exciting. There's variety. You're not always going to know. And that's important because that's a part of the game of life, that you're going to have a lot of variety, which means you're going to learn things. And it's sporadic. You might go through the same journey 5 different times and get 5 different outcomes, 5 different insights into what is transpiring. So the Queen of Swords encourages you to open yourself to all of that. Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's move on to the 7 of Pentacles, and we're going to go through the same set of questions for the 7 of Pentacles. So what real life experience, situation, or emotional state does the 7 of Pentacles most clearly represent in this deck? So we've got the 5 of Wands, focus and scattered energies. Also, this is a card of training. So I feel like the 7 of Pentacles in this deck, when it shows up for us, is it's really wanting us to, continue the journey, but then learn along the way so that you're recognizing, it's almost like remembering the path, paying attention to the path, paying attention to what each of the pentacles means, because you may walk this path again and it's going to feel a little different. Right now the snake is guiding you, but next time it may be the dog, and the dog's going to take you in a different direction, or the dog's going to follow you where you want to go. And do you know the way? Do you know the path? Are you tapping into your intuition to allow that to happen? So the 5 of Wands wants you to understand that all of the experiences that you have are also opportunities to learn, to be trained, to be self-sufficient, to learn how to be able to do this kind of thing for yourself. Wow. I like that. So is it about doing, feeling, waiting, reacting, or integrating? It's definitely about doing. Is it an inner experience or an external one? I would say it's more external because there is so much help, so much assistance at this point. When we are training, we need somebody else to show us what to do, right? That's what training is all about. Otherwise, you're just figuring it out on your own. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. 7 of Pentacles, when you appear, what are you inviting us to do, feel, or become aware of? Is this a card about action or restraint, awareness or movement, acceptance or change? Oh, beautiful. Another wand. So we have the 3 of Wands. This is a card of expansion. And let's take a look. It's like she's using her magic, her energy to put this lamb in the air, and the lamb is completely safe. She's just elevating the lamb. She's using her magic and her powers and her spell casting and her manifestation abilities to give this beautiful lamb a new experience. So when we're talking about this in terms of what are we being invited to do, feel, or become aware of, I feel like Seven of Pentacles, when it comes through, it's inviting us to expand our horizons and to really tap into our own power, the powers of manifestation. This is also a card of expansion. And I feel like the Seven of Pentacles says you're already expanding because you're taking the journey. So now you want to really kind of like hone in on the details of it. You want to really pay attention to it, make it worth your while. Don't just kind of walk through it or allow yourself to be guided without having some skin in the game or really understanding that this is a journey that you're choosing. So it wants you to be involved. How does the Seven of Pentacles show up in the body, the energy, or the nervous system? Where might this be felt physically? What does this energy feel like when lived? We have the Nine of Wands. So 3 wands. Wow. So this Seven of Pentacles really encourages a lot of movement forward. It encourages a lot of soul connection and a lot of connection to your passions. The Nine of Wands is interesting because this is a card of control. It's also a card of resilience. So I'm feeling like the Seven of Pentacles encourages you to kind of show up in your solar plexus, in your heart space. And I want to say, I feel the word determination that is coming through. So when Seven of Pentacles arrives, it wants to give you that sense of get determined to get to the other side of this, because it's the determination that is going to be the fuel to get you to the other side of this. I also feel like that 9 is endings. And when we're talking about where does it show up in the body, the energy, or the nervous system, I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is encouraging you to take a look at your nervous system. Are you overwhelmed? Are you inundated with things? Have you been taking care of yourself? Pentacles is about healing, health and healing, the health and wealth, the material realm of things. And our body needs to be taken care of. You know, we need to take care of our body because our body is the vehicle through which we experience this ride called life. And so I feel like it's causing you also, it's encouraging you also to put an end to a lot of the things that are going to disrupt your nervous system. Wow, loving that. Okay, so our third card here, the Eight of Wands. Let's explore that. So lots of wands in this one. It's really cool. Okay, I'll just move that to the side. So, Eight of Wands. What real life experience, situation, or emotional state do you most clearly represent in this deck? Wow, we've got the Knight of Cups. So, it's being in the ideals, getting lost in our imagination. The Eight of Wands wants you to wish upon a star, wants you to go big or go home, wants you to idealize or romanticize everything in your life. Because when you go big in that way, then you can always kind of pull it back into what is realistic. What can I actually make happen as a result of this? So Knight of Cups often gets a bad rap because it is so idealistic and has a hard time actually manifesting into the physical all of its, dreams, all the things that it talks about or it says. But the Eight of Wands, that fiery energy, that connection to your passion is going to help you to manifest this into the physical. So really liking that. Is it about doing, feeling, waiting, reacting, or integrating? I feel like it's about feeling and integrating. And is it an inner experience or an external one? I would say right now this would be an inner experience. The Eight of Wands wants you to have the inner experience with that because it's about you stepping in and creating what it is that you want to have. You can externalize that afterwards, but the initial work has to happen internally. When you appear, Eight of Wands, what are you inviting us to do, feel, or become aware of? King of Wands. Interesting. We've got 2 court cards. So confidence in yourself, standing in your own leadership, taking responsibility for your life, The Eight of Wands says, whatever you dream, whatever you are creating, you can absolutely make it happen, but it's not going to just show up at your doorstep. You're going to have to take some steps to actually make it happen. And you don't have to be so, sad or morose or dark about it. You can be light and charismatic and enthusiastic about what is happening, what is coming up. There is wisdom and knowledge, but that wisdom and knowledge needs to be accessed. This king, he's purposely wrapped you can tell he's wrapped the snake around him. It's not that the snake has wrapped itself around him. He's wrapped the snake around him, or he's told the snake where he wants to be. And I'm looking at that. It's on the left-hand side. So accessing ancient wisdom and knowledge in order to bring the light into his now. And I feel like that's what the Eight of Wands says. Think big. Imagine big. Go into those spaces. And then own your truth. Own your story. Own your choices. Oh, I love that. So is it a card about action or restraint? I would say definitely action. Awareness or movement? I'm going to say awareness, especially because of the snake and the knowledge, like you're wanting the awareness. And then acceptance or change, definitely change. I feel like it's changing up the way you kind of approach how you manifest. How does the Eight of Wands show up in the body, energy, or nervous system? Ooh. So another royalty card, another court card, Page of Wands. Wow. So the Eight of Wands also, I feel, really taps into like people energy, humanity energy, especially with all of these court cards showing up. So Page of Wands is that lots of enthusiasm, a real desire to learn, to grow, to be of service, excited about everything. And we're seeing here, that there's a potion that's cooking up. It's being cooked. And I love this. I absolutely love this energy. It's being cooked up. This is, I feel like when this shows up, it's showing up in how you nourish yourself. So again, we're talking a lot about solar plexus with this particular deck. So it really wants to help with your identity, your mastery, your personal power, your co-creation, right? We're talking about manifesting here. So how do we nourish our body in order to be able to live out the beautiful imaginings that we're able to create? It is about that nourishment piece. So where do you feel it physically? Again, nervous system, but also I want to say belly, gut, solar plexus area. And what does it feel like when lived? Warm, bubbly, nourishing, so comforting, also energized, excited about the new adventure, anticipation about what's to come. And there's no drudgery in learning something. It's more of I'm really glad that I'm here. I'm really glad that I'm exploring it. So that Eight of Wands is really going to support you on a physical level. This will be a great deck, I'm thinking, just as we're going through it. This is going to be a great deck to pull if you are having any health concerns or you're getting ready to step into a health journey. This deck is going to give you a lot of guidance and information around that. I'm just feeling that all over the place as we're tapping into this. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So as we are going through this week, and we are, kind of processing this deck, processing the information that we've just seen. What do we want to do here? So this really has ground the deck into felt experience, right? We're feeling into this deck. Well, now how do we live the cards? This week, I want you to notice everyday situations that feel like the energy of these three cards. So what feels like a Queen of Swords energy? What feels like that Seven of Pentacles? What feels like that Eight of Wands? Come back to the video. You can always, rewatch the segments to really understand the scope of what each card wants to connect you to. And then observe again in your body where you're feeling and noticing these experiences as well while you're in the moment. I feel like, again, we talked a lot about the physicality of things coming up today. So feel in the body where you're feeling that Queen of Swords experience. Feel where you're feeling the Seven of Pentacles. And feel physically where that Eight of Wands is coming from. Jot it all down and, share with me in the comments what your experience has been with all of this. I would love to keep the conversation going. Let me know how you're feeling about this series. I'm enjoying it, but I enjoy a lot of different things that, viewers are kind of like, So let me know what you're thinking. So that is our week 3. We've got 3 more weeks to go. It's a 6-week series. Really happy to have done this. This was really a lot of fun to learn a little bit about the Minor Arcana. So next week, we're going to be exploring a little bit of a different angle with this deck, and I'm really excited to check that one out with you. Until I see you for another episode of Divinely Decked, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of support. We will see you on the flip side, and transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.